Gabrielle. Today I'd like to show you some of my favorite restorative postures that can be done with just a couple of easy props. And these are postures that move your spine in various ways and use gravity and the art of relaxing into gravity to help get your spine moving and relax into these different positions. So what I'll be using today is a blanket, folded blanket. You may even like to have more than one blanket around. I'll also be using a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a couple of pillows, or if you have more folded blankets, you can stack folded blankets up and create something like a bolster as well. Not all of these postures are appropriate for everybody. So if you find that you can't get into one or more postures because of something going on in your body, just skip those ones and feel free to reach out in the comments if you need an alternative. I will be in this video just showing you how to do the postures. When you do them, I recommend starting with a shorter amount of time, listening to your body, noticing how it feels, and then lengthening the time little by little. If the postures are really agreeing with you, that's absolutely fine. And it's lovely to be able to find some rest. So the first posture that I will show you is a supported child's pose. So you're going to take your bolster or your stacked pillows or blankets. If you need more height, you can just stack more stuff on top. And you're going to place this in front of your body. Now this is a kneeling posture. For those who can't kneel, this will not be the best one. You could just feel free to skip it, or I can give you an alternative in the comments that does not require kneeling. We're just going to then layer the body down onto the support in front of you. Bring the arms out to the sides. You can turn one cheek if that's comfortable, or you can turn your forehead down to the blanket. We're going to look for a place where you can start to relax. So again, if you're uncomfortable, if this doesn't work for your legs or feet, you may choose to not do this posture for now. If it feels like you can relax here, you can take 2 to 5 minutes to really start to let your body soften. Noticing how your breath feels. And if you're turning one cheek to the props, then you might want to, about halfway through, switch so you're turning the other cheek. Now one usually feels better than the other, but if you're able to comfortably even that out for your neck, go ahead and do that. When you're ready to come out, you'll press your hands into the floor as you make your way back up. The next posture that I'll show you is a supported side bend. And for this, I like to use the blanket. You could also use a rolled yoga mat or a towel. I'm just going to create a roll here. Now, if this roll feels too big, you can always make it smaller. And then I'm going to use this pillow here for my head. There are two options for where you place this roll. I'm going to bring it next to your body, and one is that you bring it underneath your waist. So the roll comes between your hip bone and your ribs. And then we're going to think about, if you're in this position, lengthening the top piece of the pelvis away from the top ribs gently. You don't need to be doing that actively, just thinking about creating length here as you relax and breathe. If you'd like to bring this up a little higher, you can place it underneath the rib cage. The arm and shoulder still go above the roll. And then here you're going to think about breathing and lengthening the space of the side ribs, creating space between each rib as you inhale. You can either bring this top arm in front, you can bring it alongside your body, or you can bring it up over your head. Spend at least a couple of minutes on each side. taking some time to breathe and relax. It's okay to spend a little more time if that feels right to you. To come up, you're just going to press up with your arm. And of course, when you switch sides, you can just turn yourself around here. The next posture I'd like to show you is a seated twist. So for this one, you're going to bring your pillows or your bolster over next to your hip. So let's say you have this next to your left hip. If you want a little more height, again, you're welcome to use a blanket on top for that. If the bolster's on your left hip, your feet go out to the right, and you might even place your right shin into your left foot. You're going to turn towards the bolster, bring your hands to either side, and bring your chest down, and then turn one cheek. So you can either look the same direction as your knees are pointing, or you can turn your head the other way. Again, you'll relax and breathe here for maybe a couple of minutes, maybe a little longer if you like. Simply letting your body relax into the support beneath you. And then when you're ready to come up from the first side, you'll bring your hands to the floor and use the hands for some support as you come up. And then you can simply turn around, bring the other hip to the bolster, and do the other side. The last posture that I'll demonstrate here is more of a back bend. There's different ways to set this up, but for today, let's take this bolster. We're going to bring it behind you. And we're going to leave just a little bit of space, maybe a hand width, between your body and the bolster. And then you're going to layer yourself down on top of it. And if you like, you can bring this blanket underneath your head, hands out to the sides. Knees can stay bent and tented in towards each other, or you can extend them. Or you can take any other leg position that feels good. And you're just going to relax here. This one you can spend a little longer in if it feels okay. Maybe 5 minutes or more. Just letting your breath slow down as you relax into the support beneath you. I hope you really enjoy these poses. I know that I love them. It can be difficult for many of us to rest, especially if you don't already have a rest practice. So be patient with yourselves as you explore what it feels like to do these restorative poses and to take some time to just be. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them in the comments. I hope you really enjoy exploring these poses and take really, really good care.